got League One predictions for this weekend. Can't get worse than last. Sorry. Right, serious first now. There's only 10 on because Birmingham and Peterborough play each other in Papa John's on Sunday. So we'll predict that one at end. But obviously their fixtures aren't going to be on. So there's only 10 league games here. And then I'll predict that at end. First though, well, they've put Wrexham and Wycombe both on at half 12 again. They did the same last weekend. From a neutral's perspective, it's actually quite good. But I do feel sorry for Wrexham and Wycombe fans that for foreseeable are just going to have to travel an extra couple hours earlier for any away game they want to go on. Obviously, this one isn't that far, so they're all right with Wrexham and Wigan. Straight off bat, if we just go with the stereotypical thing with Wigan, which has proved right for the majority of this season, very good defensively. Well, they've got Sam Tickle in net, so they keep a lot of clean sheets, they don't concede a lot of goals. Offer very little going forward. Wrexham are more or less the exact same, or have been for majority of the season, except in January they've strengthened so much, especially with forward line, to a point where they've now got a really good defence and back line, which I would say were the main, sorry, just kicked my phone. I would say the main attribute that Wrexham have had from watching them in person twice, especially at their place, defensively so solid, they press at right times. But the forward line now, they've got that much experience coming off bench that they're scoring enough as well, and the recent form has been very good because of it. Wrexham have won 6 out of the last 8. They lost to Reading and drew to Cambridge, the other 2 that they didn't win. Wigan haven't won in 4. They've won 1 out of about 7, I think, which were 1-0 at home to Cambridge. So many 1-0s, 2-1s, stuff like that. I do think it's just set up perfectly for like a 2-1 Wrexham to get us going. Won't be surprised if Wrexham keep a clean sheet. I definitely think they'll win. But could see Wigan nicking like some poxy goal. I will go with Wrexham with 2-1 win, they'll start. So pressure immediately on Wycombe, because if Wrexham do win this, I mean, the 6 points in front, Wrexham at minute of Wycombe. Wycombe have obviously got the game in hand, but with recent form, Wrexham could have this tied up quite quickly. I'm not like screaming for a Wycombe win here. Do you know what I mean? Stevenage away from home are not a good side at all in this division. They've got the 17th best away form in league. That's ass. Wycombe's form for the last 10, the 9th in league. Do you know what I mean? They've fallen off a cliff big time. Oh, I do always just fancy my goal for Coney, but even he's not pulling trees up as much as he was recently. And again, to be fair, I would class Stevenage, for the most part, as a very good defensive side. I do still think, though, that obviously because they've got nothing to play for now, they've definitely stayed up. That might play into the factor a little bit, that there's no pressure on them. And do I think Wycombe can handle that pressure, especially being at half 12, not knowing what Wrexham are doing? Can they handle that? They've not been big scorers at home recently, Wycombe. I'll go with 1-0 to Wycombe, but again, this is not something I will bet on. I'll tell you what, when it gets to Saturday and I'm looking at Brendan Acheron, this will not be on it, I'll tell you that. Barnsley and Bolton. Lads, long time no see, holy shit. As if we've only played each other twice this year, and that's going to be it. That is so sad. Bolton are coming off back of 2 1-0 wins. We just got absolutely spanked start to finish by Birmingham 6-2. We ain't got a manager still. A squad's ass. Bolton have got a really good gaffer in. I know they've been on like a tricky period. Like they went from being really, really good to then losing 3 on bounce to now winning 2 again. They're still going to get it playoffs, I think. I can't have them not in playoffs, Bolton, surely. Obviously, they're not going to go up, though, now, because we joined at hip, and when we eventually go up, when Barnsley go up next year, lads, when we're at league, lads, Bolton, Barnsley, top 2 next year, guys. We're absolutely horse tripe at home. Bolton away, quite dodgy. It's you know what? Definitely going to be a both teams scorer. I know Bolton, defensively, are actually quite good. I quite like how they set up defensively, especially with Schumacher in, regardless of the 3 losses recently. I do like them defensively. And obviously, we bet them at their place 2-1. I thought we were going to do something then because we played quite good at their place. Could definitely see McAtee goal, like a Phillips screamer or something, because he's due one. And to be fair, I might go with 1-1. I almost want Bolton to win. I want to see Bolton do well, because I'm living my life through them these days. I want to see Bolton do well, but I do think it'll be a 1 apiece. I can't remember what I've said for recent results. I've not had us to win. I think, in fact, I might have had us to win against Exeter and we ended up losing that. Oh, my God. But other than that, I think I've had us dropping points for so long. And I think this will be another one. We're definitely not going to win. But I will go with 1 apiece. You know when you just like lose all hope and care? This becomes so much more enjoyable. Bristol Rovers and Exeter. Bristol Rovers have lost 5 games in a row. I've banged on for a while that I think Burton will catch him and get in front of him. But Exeter are another one that's got nothing to play for now, so it's just one of them. Bristol Rovers, even though they lost to Bolton recently, they lost 1-0. But I don't think they put up the worst showing ever. They've had very little going forward, but they didn't let loads and loads of chances go. Exeter, not big scorers. Again, this is not one that I would be looking at 3 o'clock on Saturday. It's a really tough one. This might be a coin flip, to be fair, but I'm not going to do it. Right, the shutter side is a Bristol Rovers win. The other side is an Exeter win, and if I don't catch it, I will go with a draw. What do I do? Hold on. I think that's a Bristol Rovers win. I can't remember. I'm going to go with my vast amount of knowledge on this specific fixture. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Bristol Rovers win. Thank you very much. Burton Huddersfield, this is more like it. Something that I can actually form an opinion on. Last week, Huddersfield 1-1 against Mansfield and Wrexham bet Burton 3-0. Burton did have a red card though. And honestly, I am fancying Burton. I really am. I do not think Huddersfield have got the fight in them that is needed for these last 6 games if they want to push and get in there. I think the pressure is going to be too much for Huddersfield, especially in a game like this, at a ground like this, because this is an horrible, poxy little ground. The pitch feels tiny. Every time I've been to Burton, I've always thought it looks like a wreck. It looks like a recreational ground, and it honestly feels like I'm watching 2 semi-pro sides. The pitch feels so small and cramped. I might be completely wrong here. It might be like chuffing Old Trafford when you actually measure it. But it feels tiny, and I don't think that is going to suit Huddersfield. A scrappy, horrible game like this is not going to be some of the Huddersfield want to play in. The last 3 away games, not scored in any of them, to Bristol Rovers, Lincoln, and Charlton's fair enough, but Bristol Rovers and Lincoln losing Huddersfield. Burton at home have only lost 1 in 6, and that was to Bolton, who had, I know we're saying Huddersfield aren't a bad side here, but Bolton are better than them. They bet Leyton Orient, they got a point off Blackpool, they bet Reading. These are no mugs, Burton, especially at home, and I'm going to give them a 2-1 win. I think they will be fighting a lot more for survival than Huddersfield will to get in top 6, and I think Burton at home is going to fancy them. Cambridge and Charlton. I don't think Cambridge can go down this week. No, they can't go down this week in Cambridge, but it won't be long. And to be fair, they've just come off back of beating Shrewsbury 1-0. They've not lost in 4, but it's too many draws for Cambridge when they need to be winning. Draws are no good at this point. They're 7 points off, but I don't see them beating Charlton. Like, come on, Charlton recently, very good side. They did draw it home to Lincoln, but they were 2-0 down as well, so to bring it back, that's more impressive to me. If it had been the other way around, I'd have maybe thought about getting Cambridge something here. And I wouldn't be that surprised with a draw, just based on how many Cambridge have had recently. And Charlton are much more focused on not losing for the most part rather than winning. That's how I look at Nathan Jones. It would rather draw than go for a win and lose. However, with the state that Charlton are in, the fact that they just want to keep winning because they might catch Wrexham if they slip up, I'm going to give Charlton a win, 3-1. I think have I gone a little bit too high there? No, I'm going to go 3-1 Charlton. Could see it being a draw again, which makes no sense because I've just said 3-1. But I don't want to do too many 2-1s, so I'm still going to go with Charlton win. Crawley and Leyton Orient. Again, Crawley has 6 points off. It's not impossible, is it? Time is running out and fast. Leyton Orient's chances are diminishing quite quickly. They're 6 points off again, but 6 points at top of league is a hell of a lot harder than 6 points at bottom. Catch up on, that is. Crawley have lost 2 in a row against Peterborough and Stevenage. They've conceded 7 goals in 2 games against the Leyton Orient side that, yes, the drew 0-0 with Wigan, but some forward-thinking players that Leyton Orient have got, like your Donnelly and your Kelmans, very good players. And I do think they will put a couple past Crawley. I think Leyton Orient scored at least 2. But Crawley aren't shy in front of goal. Crawley do score a fair few. And instinctively, I want to go with Desmond here. I do think it'll be a score draw. Leyton Orient are too far off, I think. They're not going to get at least 6 more points than Bolton with 6 games left, are they? And Crawley, would they take a point? No, they probably can't even take a point here, can they? It's such a dodgy stage of season, this. But I'm gonna stick with a 2 apiece. Honestly, I would like Crawley to win this because I think Leyton Orient's chances are gone. And I think Crawley, if they win, it could make it very interesting last couple of games with like Crawley, Burton, Bristol Rovers, if Crawley to get out. And if they're to do it, Liam Lindsay's the man. I just don't think they will, so I'll go with a draw. Lincoln, Shrewsbury. See, I think this can relegate Shrewsbury. You obviously can't see this, but the 13 points off Bristol Rovers at the minute. Yeah, they can. If they lose this, they're down, aren't they? I think. Are they going to be up for it? I feel like they almost just want to get it over and done with. Shrewsbury, maybe start creeping in. But Lincoln are just so inconsistent and shit. I'm going to give them a win anyway, just because I think Shrewsbury are that crap. And that new manager they've got in is absolutely terrible. Blackpool and Charlton. Oh, mate, he ain't good. Shrewsbury aren't conceding loads and loads, to be fair. They conceded 4 to Birmingham, but they're not conceding more than 2. Rarely. Especially recently. So I'd think it just sits well for an easy 2-0 Lincoln win. I will say that, and we'll move on. Northampton Reading. Northampton 4-0 winners, by the way. Like a little closeted Northampton fan, me, for this year only. But I do like Reading as well. Just the amount of shit that they've got going on. Again, this just screams draw to me. I feel like Anybody that's been keeping note of this league, this has got a draw slapped all over it, this, hasn't it? It's such a 1-1. I feel like when you start thinking about things, you end up going wrong. And you should just go off your instinct a lot of time. And that is just screaming one apiece to me. Northampton at home are so bad. So bad. And Reading away are quite iffy. Couple draws in the last 6 and all. Same for Northampton. Odd draw with Birmingham and Stockport. 2 of your better sides as well. I've just been sat here pondering for about 30 seconds, thinking if there's any way I can see anything other than a draw. I wish I were joking as well. I've just been sat in complete silence, thinking of ways that this could not be a draw. And I can't. I want Reading to win here, to be honest with you. Because I would like to see them get in there, but I don't think they will. But I'm going to go with 1-1. Just don't go against, like... It's not broke, don't fix it. And my brain seems to be working. Last league game before we look at Birmingham Peterborough. Stockport Rotherham. This would have been such an easy Stockport win if Steve Evans was still here. Like, so easy. Don't even get out of first gear. You don't even have to try. You could have put kids out. Could have put 10 men. But Rotherham's last 2 games they've won. Oh, wait, Northampton 2-0. Clean sheet there is impressive. I know they're not good at home, Northampton, but still clean sheets are impressive nonetheless. And then they bet Blackpool 2-1. And Blackpool have been on really good form recently. And they look like it could have been maybe an outside chance of getting in, which is gone now. So I'm maybe doubting myself a little bit. Or I'm doubting Stockport a little bit. But Stockport, very, very good side at home. You can't get away from it. They've won 6 out of the last 7 games with a draw to Charlton in the middle of it. That is really good going. And Rotherham's away form in this league, it's 20th. It's somewhat worst in division. They don't concede loads either, Stockport, but the Nombe effect, man. I can't get it out of my head. He's such a good player. If he's still at Rotherham next year, I'll be very impressed that they managed to keep him. I don't think they will. I could see him going to a bottom championship team, to be honest, or like maybe someone that comes down. Like, just straight off bat, say Cardiff come down. Could see him going for one of them going for him. I do really like him, and I think he'll have say in goals. So I'll give Rotherham 1, but I do think Stockport still win this because their own form is so good. I will go 2-1 Stockport. Well, if I get this right then, did I give Wickham a win? I think I gave Wickham a win. But still, Stockport are only a point behind them, so it's not over yet. There might still be a little twist, but I still think Wrexham will just pull away with second. And final one, Sunday at Wembley. The main event, the Papa John's Virtue Bristol Street Movers, whatever the hell it's called anymore, trophy. Birmingham vs Peterborough. Well, after beating us 6-2, with league effectively wrapped up, they're going to go for points record still, so they're not going to take foot off. But I'm seeing, like, a humongous amount of goals for Birmingham here. Peterborough have just lost 4-0 to Northampton. Are you joking me? Birmingham have obviously sold Wembley out, you'd imagine. There might be like 35, 40k, whatever, 40-ish K I think you get. But this is a bit of Peterborough, to be fair, this competition. This screams Peterborough, doesn't it, a lot of the time? I'm going to give Peterborough no goals. I think they'll shit the jocks, to be honest, being at Wembley in front of that many Birmingham fans, being massive, massive underdogs that going up against a League One super team. And I'm going to give Birmingham just a steady 3. I don't think they'll go and like take the absolute living pace. I don't think they'll put 6 past them like they did us. I do think they might start rotating if they go up. If they're like 2-3 up in like 60th minute, I think the brain will be, we've got a points record to smash, so we'll take some of his lads off. We've got this much quality on bench anyway. So I'll go with comfy Birmingham 3-0. But I would quite like Peterborough to win it just for a funny. But that's that. Absolute pleasure, boys. Love you all. Okay, so thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, please. It does help me out a lot. Love you all. See you in a bit. Bye.
I say I'm a man, yes, I'm a mucker. I think of me saying as a right good looker. I say up that. Show us me tits.